Hey guys, Tichondrius here, doing another toy review, and this time it's for a Chap made Soldier Force Series 8 big Rhino set. Now, I picked this up for a friend of mine. It's technically, this isn't mine, as it's going to be, I picked it up as part of a trade that I'm doing with a buddy on Facebook. But I'm doing a review of it before I send it out, because I need to, before I can send anything out, because of the stringent postage laws over here, you can't send out anything that has batteries in it, otherwise they're internationally, otherwise they might end up destroying it. And because this has batteries in the one of the units, which I'll show is in this thing, I had to take it out of its packaging and remove the batteries and then post it away. I'm also sending him another item as well, which I have to open up and take out the batteries as well. I'll just pan up so you can see the top of the playset. So this set itself consists of this main base section in the background that you can see there. You get 3 soldiers, you get the Rhino itself, and you get a little missile launcher thing, which I haven't put on anywhere because I don't see any place where it's supposed to go, and on the instructions on the box there doesn't show this anywhere on it, but it's a little missile launcher thing. And anyway, I'll leave it up to Walter himself when he picks it up to place it where he wants to. So quickly onto the figures. They're the basic 5 points of articulated figures. They're in sort of fixed poses, so you got this guy with his arms out to the side, and his hand is in a kind of a grip pose, where there's a similar stance except the hands on the other guy are straight down. Paint deco, they're very simplistic painted, kind of almost looks like they were painted and then paint was brushed off. The skin tone is just slapped on. As you can see, this guy, if it focuses in on his face, actually he's supposed to have a beard and moustache, but they're not even painted, it's just the skin tone is just slapped on. And the last guy, I think, who is supposed to be the tank driver, I like the detailing on the upper torso, but as you can see, if you look at his face, the goggles are all painted mixed with black and skin tone, very sloppily applied paintwork, and the camo is just on a facade for the front. The digital kind of camo is on the front of the figures, and then it just completely is there's nothing on the back. They also come with the standard typical oversized Chap made guns, which, if you collect Chap made figures, they tend to work well with Marvel Legends figures. They're about the same size as a Marvel Legends, so they're more 1:12 than 1:18 scale. So moving quickly on, I'm going to put the Rhino aside for the moment, and I'm going to bring the playset itself forward. So the way this thing comes in the box is it comes in pretty much all one piece, as you see here, except these little fence bits are separate. You can clip them together via these kind of pegs, and you can clip them onto the side, or you can clip them onto the opposite side. If I just bring it down, you see the clips on the sides for attaching the fences. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is a reuse of this has been reused a few times, and it's part of a larger set that had larger fences. I think it started its life as one of the Dinosaur Valley sets. I could be wrong, but then it just they've just reissued it a few times. Now, I will say the plastic on this thing is quite flimsy. There's pre-applied stickers. You also have a crane piece at the top, if you can just scroll up to it. Now, the crane piece is pretty much the same as the rest of this. It's more just a facade, which is you can turn the crane on this, but once you turn it, you'll see what turns around, it's completely blank on the opposite side, so there's only detailing on one side. It's also very loose. It tends to pop off. The clips here at the top are very loose. When I took it out of the packaging, it came off, but it just clips into place, as you can see here and there. So let me fix the stickers. Stickers aren't the best on this. You have a couple of different guns and things that it does. So you have these guns that rotate out to the side. As I said, it likes to pop off. So I'm trying to get it to clip into place again. Bear with me. There, that might hold a bit better. So you got these guns that like to that open up. You got this row of little kind of missile sort of type things that flip down. Let me just zoom out a bit there. Actually, I'll need to bring the tripod back a little bit more so you can get to see the whole set. There we go, that's a little bit better. So you got two rear guns. The gun down here is pretty much the same gun that's up here, so it can rotate on a axis. And then you got this kind of larger cannon, which I quite like, and it has a kind of gun sight on it, and it just rotates around, can go up and down, whereas these just rotate to the side. Then you got this door section. Undo the clip, which just swings open, and it's very there's not a lot of detailing on the back. In fact, what I'll do is I'll clip the, you can see the fence sections just come separately like that, and you just can clip them together, and you can clip them either onto either side, or you clip one onto either side, or two both onto the one side as I had them clipped. So what I'll do is I'll flip this thing completely around, so you can see the inside or lack of inside in the back section. So there's little to no detailing on the back. There's a bit of detailing on the back of the main door. Now, I don't know if this is just with the one I picked up. I only saw a couple of them in the store, and I didn't actually check to see if I only spotted this when I opened it up to disassemble it for posting. There's no tray for standing a guy up here, unless you count the really tiny indentation on the for here. But there's nothing here to actually stand the figure. So as I said, it could be just mine. It doesn't look like it looks like it's meant to be that way. And again, this thing likes to pop off. I'll just clip it back in. And as I said, it's quite flimsy, it's a bit wobbly. I did want to get one of these for myself. I'm not sure if I will go for one now, or if I'll wait till they drop in price, because they're fairly hefty price. Oh, excuse me. They are a fairly hefty price, but just so you can see the figures with them, bear with me a moment. I have one of my trusty G.I. Joes, good old General Hawk. You can sort of stand him up there if you line his feet up with the... Does he actually stay? No, he doesn't really stay. You can see his height. You can stand him in here behind the gun, of course. So if I just stand him on, there's a little bit of kind of grey plastic that is resembling rocks. So if I just stand him up against the gun momentarily and zoom in on him, bear with me, you can see he does stand kind of well behind it. Can't really stand on the second platform, as there is no actual platform piece for them to stand on. So if there was, he could probably stand there quite nicely. He could, if in theory, if there was another piece going across, he could stand behind here and maybe look out. And he does fit in the doorway quite well as also. So let me just see, can you see that? The door is quite massive, so he does stand there. So that's it for the actual playset base piece itself. just so you can see the size comparison of the actual figures together. That is the Colonel Hawk, Rise of Cobra Colonel Hawk, or General Hawk. And that's one of the Chap soldiers. You can see they're roughly around the same height. General Hawk probably has a bit of a head height on him, but the figures, so the playsets and the vehicles and stuff generally are in good scale with the G.I. Joe figures. Now the next piece in the set is this monstrosity, and it is a massive tank. It's the Rhino, called the Rhino tank, or the big Rhino. It's fairly plainly, it's very nicely detailed, but it's very plainly painted. In fact, there's actual no paint details at all on it. The only kind of difference in the colouring is from the plastics used. So you got a couple of areas where they've used black plastic, and it's kind of the cheaper plastic, whereas the main body, it's a kind of more solid. So you got a kind of front grille here, an area here with a turret, and just for reference, get good old trusty General Hawk again. He can stand in there quite nicely. Can you get him to sit down? Maybe if you bend his legs. If you bend his legs, you can get him to sit down, but you can't close the top. But he doesn't look too bad sitting in the top of the machine. So if I just roll it up there. The turret does a 360, I think. Yeah, it does a whole 360, and the gun elevates up and down at the front. Then the other thing, this comes separate to the piece. It's the lights and sounds. So it makes, for some reason, it makes a police siren almost sound, and then it makes this weird phone sound as well. So I'm not sure what that entails, but it comes separate to the actual set. It just pops into place onto the back here, and I'm not sure if it's intended to be used separate and this thing pops in place on the back instead, and you just use it as a gun. But as I said, I'm not going to pop it in place. The other key feature of this big tank is you have an opening rear door, and you get this small snow ski bike with it. So it's a small little snow ski. It's not too bad, it's quite good. It's, again, little to no paint work on it. There is a Soldier Force star paint on one side. Again, just like the Corps figures or the Lanard Corps line and the Soldier Force, they tend to just sticker up and detail the side that's visible on the packaging, and then when you flip it around to the other side, in fact I'll show it to you on this, you see there's very little stickers that correspond on the opposite side, so you don't have the Soldier Force logo down here, you don't have the Rhino sticker on the opposite side because it's a different moulding, but you have very little extra stickering on the opposite side. And it's the same with the bike. You only have the kind of the military star on one side, and it's plain on the other side. Tracks don't run. It doesn't actually have any wheels on it, so it's just intended to be pushed along, but it doesn't have any moving parts apart from the handlebar and this gun. Does the gun move? Nope, the gun does not move, so it's just the handlebars. And again, just for comparison, you get good old General Hawk to sit on it. The handlebars are quite large for him, as the Soldier Force figures. In fact, I don't think any of the Soldier Force figures have hands that are in the position of holding the handlebars. Yep, none of the 3 figures included have handlebar positioned hands, so you can't hold the handlebars either, so they just, I suppose the thing that you just do is just slide them onto it, and you simulate them trying to drive. But there you go. There is a video review for the Soldier Force Big Rhino playset. As I said, price wise, well, euro price wise over here, they're about 44 to 43 euros, which I find is a bit on the steep side, mainly because of the lack of detailing on the inside of the main base set. The tank itself isn't too bad for that price point, but the extras, the bonus extras that you get, are a bit on the cheaper side. As I said, the plastic for the base itself seems to be very flimsy, very wobbly, compared to the sturdy plastic that the actual tank is made out of. The soldiers themselves that come with the set, if you're a die-hard G.I. Joe fan like myself and you're used to more than 5 points of articulation on your figures for soldier figures, then they're basically throwaway or cannon fodder for turning into customs or zombies or something like that. And you can also, as I said, with the weaponry that comes with them, you can actually give the weapons to your Marvel Legends figures and they won't look too out of place. They'll look almost right size. So there's some pluses to it, there's some minuses to the set. All in all, it's a good set, but it's a bit pricey for my liking. If it was maybe 10 euros, maybe 10-15 euros cheaper, yes, but at the 43 euro price point, I think they're a bit expensive. There's a few other sets that that come with additional building scenery diorama stuff. So for getting diorama pieces, it is good. You could always repaint the base part, maybe get some styrene plastic and fix up some of their issues that need to be fixed up as from a customizing point. Honestly, I think I'd just lose the crane piece at the top. It serves no useful purpose apart from you can put a few people on it. Maybe even just drop the crane, drop the actual, cut off the crane piece and just use this as some sort of gantry or some sort of moving platform, and build something else out of it. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. I know I waffled on there for a bit near the end and I didn't do anything with the stuff, but I hope you enjoyed the review, and hopefully, as I say in all my videos, if you liked the video, click like. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe, and if you want to comment, feel free to comment on the comment section below. Cheers.